Hello and good morning. I'm meteorologist Sean McAday. Today it's a cold start, and later today we're tracking fluffy, persistent snow. It's going to fall during the entirety of the second half of the day. I think around lunchtime is when it first begins for some folks, especially in southern Minnesota. That's when things could be a little bit stronger in terms of how much snow is actually falling, but then it's just kind of this light, fluffy, persistent snow for the rest of the day. Here's the next 24 hours put out on the timeline. And you can see temperatures do rise nicely into the teens for the afternoon hours, but it's around noon today when the snow begins. Give or take a little bit. You know, it does depend exactly on where you are. I think it first starts in southern Minnesota, then it expands to North Iowa. When it first starts, that's when things are a little bit stronger. Otherwise, it's just lasted through about midnight when the snow is going to be in our neighborhood. So where the snow starts first, that's where we're expecting a little bit more, but generally most, if not all of us, are looking at around 2 to 3 inches of very fluffy, easy to shovel snow coming our way today. Again, this is where snow is going to start first, around like 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., around lunchtime, and that's where it could be up to 4 inches, like along Highway 14, and some of that later towards the day could extend down to I-35 in a couple of spots. And I do also think if you're south of Mason City, you could see a little bit more as well. But generally, most of us are in that 2 to 3 inch range. And maybe a little bit less towards places like Austin and Osage, which might be in kind of the snow hole, if you will, for parts of the day. You can kind of see that here, 1 p.m., look at that. Here's that line of snow first moving in. It started a little, like maybe as soon as 2 hours before this point, but then the snow fills in everywhere else. Through the whole afternoon hours, it's snowing. You may get some dry air trapped in some parts, maybe near Austin, Osage, or Fillmore County. So that's why the snow totals could maybe be a little bit less than 2 inches. But otherwise, it's just snowing the whole afternoon, really. And it's going to be a really fluffy snow, which means these snowflakes are probably at times going to be really big. So you're going to notice that. But the thing is, thankfully, it's not too windy. If it were windy, we'd be talking about whiteout conditions. It's really just the roads being slick. That's what we're concerned about today. So 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., when everyone's out on those roads and the roads have been slicked up for a while, that's when those travel conditions are probably the worst. Really iffy, maybe veering on bad, but other than that, it's really nothing we haven't seen before today, just really fluffy. As we work into the weekend, things are getting warmer, sunny skies, and also temperatures getting closer to the freezing point, 30 degrees. If you want to go skiing tomorrow, though, have some winter fun. Temperatures are still below freezing, and we're seeing gradual clearing throughout the day. Here's a look at the next, how about the 7-day forecast? Because as we work into the 7-day forecast, things are getting noticeably warmer. Next week, above freezing, a lot of days in the 30s, maybe even a couple days in the 40s.